Welcome to the 4th Annual City and Team Name Fantasy Football Honors Award Show. It's a privilege to be with you again to shine a light on all the greatness that's transpired over the last couple seasons, which has taken us right up to our 18th year of operation. History was made in both 2023 and 2024, and tonight we're going to showcase the many sights and sounds that were the backdrop of the last two seasons combined. The owners within the Ctn are looking splendid in their banquet attire as expected, and the paparazzi can't get enough of them. They'll be rubbing elbows with many of the players and coaches that guided them to either the top or bottom of their respective divisions. There are stars inside and outside of the venue. Everyone wants to be a part of what the Ctn is cooking. See what I did there? So I'm not gonna delay our festivities any longer. There are a lot of awards just waiting to be placed into the hands of their rightful owners. So without further ado, let's kick this party off in style.
Atlantic conglomerate in the building. Hide the women and children. Y'all know exactly what it is. Bitch. When the East is in the house, oh God, you know the Croydon cannibals go so hard. The North Jackets always come with elite squads, and Woodbury bring the grave to your backyard. Baltimore beatdowns are sure to leave scars, and Liberty City can get gritty and pulls cars. Fucking retard! Try to cancel me if you want, motherfucker. Y'all not ready for this shit. The cannibals are 5-time champs, and that's the type of shit that gets Slamville amped. Woodbury stay getting treated like tramps. Clackers blast blickies, quickly leave your toes stamped. The legend believe in they season trying to break clamps, cause the East is bout trophies. Bitch, that's no cap. Real rap. Hey yo, y'all must be smoking cat piss. Ain't nobody fucking with this. It's strictly virgin pussy up in here, you're clowns. Now watch how this shit is going down. Yachts! Where we at? On the east side. Where we at? Where haters take the dick and they behind. Where we at? On the east side. Where we at? Where fake street cred gets declined. Where we at? On the east side. Where we at? Where motherfucking bullets make beelines. Where we at? On the east side. Where we at? Where shit talk and leave your ass reclined. Bitch. And that's just how the story goes. The chip is coming back to the East in 2025 too. Run with us, run from us, or get ran the fuck over. You know what time it is. I'm out this bitch.
2023 Prognosticator of the Year Award. And the winner is
Mallory Dennison.
First and foremost, thank you to artist Kane Corso for upping the energy before we presented our first award. I think everybody remembers where they were when Brock Lesnar ended The Undertaker's streak at WrestleMania 30. The same can be said for when Mallory Dennison dethroned Ron Parson after he won Prognosticator of the Year for 3 consecutive seasons. In Mallory's rookie year, it took her all of 10 weeks to slay the Ctn's prognosticating legend, Mr. Parson. Just like when David took the mammoth Goliath down to his knees with a single strike from a slingshot, Mallory would not be intimidated or deterred from greatness because of her stature. Congratulations to you, Miss Dennison. You let it be known you're definitely not one to be taken lightly.
(2024)
Prognosticator of the Year Award. And the winner is Rocco Pasquale.
As much as 2023's race for this award was a pulse-pounding thrill ride, 2024's was seemingly over before it even began. Rocco Pasquale dominated his competition and came out of the gate hot, taking only 3 weeks to etch his names into the prognosticator annals. It's because of Rocco that we have a new award to present this year, since he wrapped this contest up so quickly. You have your work cut out for you if you want to catch up to Ron Parson, Rocco. We'll definitely be keeping an eye on how well your predictive abilities shine through in 2025. Congratulations, Rocco, and good luck.
The Longest Yard Award.
And the winner is
Terence Buford.
As mentioned previously, we can thank Mr. Pasquale for the creation of this award. Once the Survivor competition concluded, the CTN needed another way to entertain themselves. Predicting the outcome of just one game wasn't enough. For the remainder of the season, several combatants challenged one another to see who knew the game of football the best. At the end of the year, one player stood tall with a tally of 191 points, 9 points more than the runner-up. Congratulations to Terence Buford for becoming the inaugural Longest Yard Award recipient. This wouldn't be the first time Mr. Buford showed everyone there's no fog in his crystal balls. He won Prognosticator of the Year in 2019. I believe the Longest Yard Award is here to stay, and more people will get involved this upcoming season. Terence, you now have a large bullseye on your back, my friend.
2023.
I Didn't See That Coming Award. And the winner is
Woodbury's Collapse.
There are 3 things in life that are certain: death, taxes, and the Woodbury Walking Dead pulling up the rear. The way the Walking Dead teased their fans in 2023 was a new low. Absolutely malevolent and heinous. Woodbury amassed a 6-2 record while hovering above their rivals in the East Division for a majority of the season. With a playoff spot on the line, the Walking Dead would finish the remainder of the year winless. From weeks 9 to 13, Woodbury would go from first in the division to last, crushing the heart and psyche of whatever fans they still had remaining. When the going got tough, the Walking Dead got going. How this franchise still manages to field a team on a yearly basis is far beyond my comprehension. So while we might have all expected Woodbury to faceplant in 2023, when it comes to exactly how they crapped the bed this go around,
I did not see that coming.
2024.
I Didn't See That Coming Award. And the winner is
Stu Akers.
usually this award is associated with something negative, but Stu Akers and his Lebanon Pioneers changed that narrative in 2024. The Pioneers are pretty much perennial contenders, but never have they ran away from their peers the way they did this time around. Prior to last season, the Pioneers' best record was 9-4. Lebanon would find themselves accumulating win after win after win once the new season got underway. Stu and his head coach, Jim Kramer, would lead their team to 11 consecutive wins en route to a 12-1 finish. Both are CTN records. Congratulations, Mr. Akers. I believe all the owners in the CTN collectively said behind closed doors,
I did not see that coming.
2023
Mover and Shaker Award. And the winner is
Richard Donald.
Congratulations to Mr. Richard Donald. In 2023, you did everything in your power to avoid seeing your team flounder. Unfortunately, 5 wins and 8 losses later, it proved to be all for naught. Mr. Donald made 21 free agent acquisitions and 5 trades, leading the league in both categories. Another stat he and his Cushmasters led the league in was points allowed, which explains their poor record. While Mile High might not have reaped the benefits of Richard's hard work in 2023, they rebounded in 2024 with an 11-2 record. Richard Donald changed the culture in Mile High by taking the ball and running with it all the way to the crib. It's nice to see that his team followed his lead.
2024
Mover and Shaker Award. And the winner is Christopher Sims.
The Virginia Beach Wavemakers have been blessed with an owner that takes no days off. Mr. Christopher Sims led the CTN with 26 free agent additions and managed to pull off 2 trades. Can you venture a guess who led the league in trades last season? Richard Donald, yet again, with 4. The Wavemakers, just like Mile High in 2023, finished the year with a losing record. But unlike the Cushmasters of that year, they managed to sneak into the playoffs. Mr. Sims would lead his 6-7 team all the way to the Atlantic Conference Championship game, defeating their division rivals, the Lebanon Pioneers, on their way. Every move Christopher Sims made throughout the year pushed his team beyond many pundits' expectations. This is why Virginia Beach's fans build sand statues of their beloved owner. Congratulations to you, Mr. Sims.
Can I ask you a question? Does this make me look hot?
No.
Cut.
Mark.
I'm empty. Hey, real talk on some real talk, real shit. Where you get your mustache lined up at? It's not bad though. Cut.
86, Mark.
Can we get a PA or some shit? Watch how I drink this. Cut. Act professional, bitch.
Oh, did you just call me a bitch? Mark. Mark.
Empty. All right.
Community? 99. Mark.
Action.
Oh, God, please put your shirt down.
Hey.
No.
You want to know what a milk dud tastes like? Do you like chocolate, little girl? Want to come in my van with no windows? That's how I used to get laid. What? Woo!
2023
Miller's Hard Luck Award. And the winner is Cameron G.
As always, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Miller Lite. For great taste and less filling, make sure you grab yourself a Miller Lite. Cameron G is the master of turning a negative into a positive. When life hands him lemons, he makes lemon drop martinis. Mr. G was already coming off of a season that ended in controversy, as well as an injury to their star running back. The 2023 season picked up exactly where the previous season left off. Yet again, their star running back of the new season and first-round pick, Nick Chubb, was injured in Week 2 and lost for the entire year. Kirk Cousins, their starting quarterback, was injured in Week 8 and also lost for the remainder of the season. In a 20-team league where running backs and quarterbacks are at a premium, major injuries like this could practically be the nail in a franchise's coffin. But Mr. G would never let his team's hard luck be their downfall. Cameron, I would offer you a cold Miller Lite, but I'm sure you're much happier having all of your Burho trophies and proving to the haters that all obstacles can be overcome.
2024.
Miller's Hard Luck Award. And the winner is Jose Campos.
Football is a team sport, and no individual player should be singled out. But Mr. Campos invested a lot into the promise of second-year player, C.J. Stroud, with little to no return. C.J. set the league on fire in his rookie season, averaging 21 points a game. Unfortunately for Jose, C.J.'s production drastically dropped to 14 points per game in 2024, which greatly influenced San Francisco's 4-9 turnout. Stroud was taken with the 12th overall selection in the first round. To quote rap artist Fat Joe, "Yesterday's price is not today's price." Consider it a lesson learned for Jose Campos, as CJ's price took an absolute nosedive in his sophomore season. Jose, this Miller is for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Savannah Ridge.
Out in Texas, there's a team known as the Cyclones. They were close to championship fame. In Oklahoma, you've got Guthrie, their perennial contenders. Best remember their name. Out in Virginia, from the beaches to the prairies, they're pioneering and making waves. And in Kentucky, they'll burn you like some bourbon. Starry skies, no signs of rain. If you ever need some hardware, the South's got all the trophies, championships everywhere. Under the bright lights, where dreams take flight, with the home crowds cheering in loud proud. Tailgating, hell-raising, 'cause when you're southbound, that's where the legends are found. Lake Jackson, facing the Gorilla family, is a game I know I just can't miss. I cleared my schedule to watch Virginia Beach and Lebanon battle until one submits. I root for Lexington, that they break the glass ceiling and give their fans a little bit of bliss. It might be fantasy, but in reality I've never felt anything quite like this. If you ever need some hardware, the South's got all the trophies, championships everywhere. Under the bright lights, where dreams take flight, with the home crowds cheering loud proud. Tailgating, hell-raising, 'cause when you're southbound, that's where the legends are found. Lake Jackson, facing the Gorilla family, is a game I know I just can't miss. I clear my schedule to watch Virginia Beach and Lebanon battle until one submits. I root for Lexington, that they break the glass ceiling and give their fans a little bit of bliss. It might be fantasy, but in reality I've never felt anything quite like this. Under the bright lights, where dreams take flight, with the home crowds cheering in loud proud. Tailgating, hell-raising, 'cause when you're southbound, that's where the legends are found.
2023.
There's no place like home award. And the winner is
Onkush Vin Ayak.
One of this year's Alice in Wonderland award winners is none other than Onkush Vin Ayak. He would go undefeated at home in 2023, but he wasn't the only one to accomplish that feat. Christopher Sims would go 6-0 at home that same season, but Onkush was a cut above his VA brethren by going 7-0 in Kansas City's Dunkin' Dome. Mr. Vin Ayak's run would not only get him his first playoff victory, but it would take him all the way to Fantasy Bowl 16. Congratulations on a memorable season, Onkush.
2024.
There's no place like home award. And the winner is
Thomas Pearson.
"2024 saw some incredible feats during the regular season, such as Stu Akers finishing 12-1, while Richard Donald and Thomas Pearson both totaling 11 wins and 2 losses. It would be the latter that had the better record at home, amassing 7 wins to 0 losses. Stu and his Lebanon Pioneers would also finish undefeated at home, but had 1 less home game than Mr. Pearson. Much like Onkush and his fusion in 2023, Thomas's great record at home propelled him to Fantasy Bowl 17. Ironically, both teams would lose in the championship game to Cameron G and his legendary Croydon Cannibals. That's absolutely incredible.
2023.
the Road Warrior Award. And the winner is
Gene Reagan.
It takes a lot of moxie to go into someone else's home and leave town with the victory. Gene Reagan is a fantasy veteran, and if anybody would have nerves of steel, it would be him and his Slayerville North Jackets. Mr. Reagan would finish 5-2 on the road and secure the top spot in the East Division. Performing inside of another team's stadium is not for the weak of heart. Trey Hollis and his Los Angeles Elitists ended 2023 with an 0-6 record when they were without home field advantage. Salute to you for being a true road warrior, Gene.
2024.
the Road Warrior Award. And the winner is
Stu Akers.
Stu Akers might have come up just short of winning the There's No Place Like Home award, but he wasn't about to leave without something to show for his team's great performance of 2024. Mr. Akers finished with a 6-1 record on the road, which was 1 win better than Richard Donald and his Cushmasters. The singular defeat the Pioneers suffered was at the hands of Brian Watkins and his Lexington All-Stars. Not to rain on Stu's parade, but that loss is the only thing that separated the Lebanon Pioneers from the first ever undefeated season in CTN history. Congratulations nonetheless on a stellar tour around the league's national landscape.
2023.
Scoring Champions. And the winner is
The Guthrie Gorilla Family.
It feels like forever ago, but Terrence and his Guthrie Gorilla family were putting up an abundance of points once upon a time. In 2023, Guthrie scored 1,185 points. Unfortunately, Mr. Terrence Buford also has the distinction of being the only owner to lead the league in points scored but miss the playoffs. You might be thinking the math just isn't adding up, but let me explain how a team with the best offense gets left out in the cold. Guthrie finished with a 6-7 record thanks to having 1,044 points scored against them. The Gorilla family was one win away from making the playoffs, but the Croydon Cannibals were just one win better. I'd say Croydon more than capitalized on Guthrie's misfortune. Congratulations, maybe, to Terrence Buford and his Guthrie squad.
2024.
Scoring champions. And the winner is
The Eastwood Easy Riders.
Congratulations, Tom, on your second win of the night. Mr. Pearson's Eastwood Easy Riders scored 1,295 points. This number is significant because it's the highest total of points in the CTN's current one running back era, a change that came to pass in 2022. Eastwood's successful offense would lead to their groundbreaking season, which, as we previously stated, culminated in an appearance at Fantasy Bowl 17. Thomas took a risk on a rookie quarterback in round 6 named Jaden Daniels. He would eventually lead the team in scoring. Running back James Cook and wide receiver Jamar Chase also played pivotal roles in Eastwood's ascendance. If there was an award for the best draft results, Mr. Pearson might just win that as well. His incredible ownership has catapulted his Easy Riders into the upper echelon of the Ctn.
2023.
Comeback Owner of the Year Award. And the winner is
Brian Hall.
Long gone are the days of the Cleveland Bullets, and I'm sure Brian Hall is not complaining one bit. In Cleveland, Mr. Hall dealt with some personal issues that might have played a part in why his team finished 2-10-1. Once Brian was given the opportunity to relocate, he didn't hesitate, and the Baltimore Clackers were born. Fast forward through the 2023 season, and Baltimore's new franchise finished with an 8-5 record, landing them their first playoff berth. These days, the Clackers are a force to be reckoned with in the East Division, and Mr. Hall's resilience has become the signature of his franchise. Congratulations to you, Brian.
2024.
Comeback Owner of the Year Award. And the winner is
Stu Akers.
Adding 7 additional wins to your total from the year before is quite an amazing accomplishment, and that's exactly what Stu Akers did. Lebanon has invested 12 years into the CTN, and they have one John Burho trophy to show for it. Mr. Akers might have thought his championship win was his key to immortality, but in actuality, it would be his 12-1 season that might leave him untouchable in the league's record books. Congratulations, Stu, but if you really want to solidify your team as the greatest ever, you can always try to go undefeated in 2025.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Irvin.
In the Central Division, it's so surreal. The Baba Men bring fear to the field. The Kansas City Fusion fumbled at the goal line. The Easy Riders want to prove they're able to shine. The Twin City Trotters defied all odds, while the Carson Cadets were upholding the law. It's the Central Division where they play hardball. They're in the middle Yeah, they'll be your downfall. Fantasy football, a battle fought with might. Every team's got a story in this everlasting fight. Kalamazoo, a terror in the night. Kansas City Fusion couldn't take the bright light. Eastwood has a trophy in their sight. The Twin City Trotters have a future so bright. Carson Cadets, they're well within their right to carry the torch for all the whites. Kalamazoo, a terror in the night. Kansas City Fusion couldn't take the bright lights. Eastwood has a trophy in their sight. The Twin City Trotters have a future so bright. Carson Cadets, they're well within their right to carry the torch for all the whites.
Most Above and Beyond Award. And the winner is Rocco Pasquale.
Projections can either serve as a tool of motivation or immobilization. For Rocco Pasquale, he took his preseason projection of 4-9 and turned it into a trip to the Pacific Conference Championship. His Carson Cadets did, in fact, start off pretty slow, with Mr. Pasquale losing 6 of his first 8 games. The projection was starting to come to fruition, but Rocco made a trade for Jared Goff that turned the entire franchise around. Sometimes the right person can be in the wrong place. Rocco proved that to be true when he found his missing piece to his franchise's woeful puzzle. Congratulations on your second award of the night, Mr. Pasquale. It was well earned.
2024.
Most Above and Beyond Award. And the winner is
Brian Hall.
Not long after drafting his team, Brian Hall received his draft grade. It wasn't until week 8, after amassing a 7-1 record, that Mr. Brian Hall made his grade public. It was revealed that he was projected to finish 1-12 and was given a grade of D+, ranking him 20th out of 20 in the Ctn. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that after Brian made this statement, he went 1-6 for the remainder of the year. The Clackers would crash and burn as they lost 5 consecutive games, with the Croydon Cannibals putting them out of their misery in the divisional round of the playoffs with a score of 105-35. When posting his draft grade 8 weeks into the season, Mr. Hall stated, "This is why I'm so cocky. Look at what they had me at." Expletive. Not long after, Christopher Sims, owner of the Virginia Beach Wavemakers, nicknamed Brian's team the Baltimore Slackers. Maybe Mr. Hall should have listened to Kendrick Lamar a bit closer and sat down and been humble. Congratulations nonetheless, Brian Hall.
2023.
Poorest Decision Maker Award. And the winner is
Harvey Hares.
One of my favorite awards to present is the Poorest Decision Maker Award. This award goes to the person who is the skid mark on the underwear of fantasy football. If genius skipped a generation, their children are going to be brilliant. They once had a single intelligent thought in their head, but sadly, it died from loneliness. Harvey Hears, for 2023, this distinction is all yours. In that particular season, you finished 5-8, Not necessarily your worst season by a long shot, but possibly your worst effort. Mr. Here has played inactive and injured players on 8 occasions. That's 62% of the season for all you mathematicians. I guess this is what you get when your birth certificate is an apology from the Trojan factory. Never change, Harvey. Please never change.
(2024)
Poorest Decision Maker Award. And the winner is
Terence Buford.
Here's another poorest decision maker whose father should have blew into a sock. This owner was one brain cell away from having to be watered in a pot twice a week. Terence Buford, you were considered for the Miller's Hard Luck Award, but upon further review, anyone who drafts Christian McCaffrey #1 overall has to be the ultimate poor decision maker. And Harvey, don't you dare laugh, because this award could have been yours all over again. Lucky for you, your projection of 3 and 10 already set the bar extremely low for 2024. Turning our attention back to Guthrie, McCaffrey only played in 4 games last year after missing the first 9 games of the season. To just ignore Christian's durability issues makes Mr. Buford deserving of his 4 and 9 disaster of a record. Terrence is a former Fantasy Bowl champion, so for that reason alone, we won't rail against his decision too harshly. Hey, after most of the league ran a train on him last season, I'd say he's been railed enough.
2023
Rookie of the Year Award. And the winner is
Mallory Dennison.
Some awards are better late than never. Congratulations, Mallory Dennison, on the incredible rookie season you had back in 2023. You came into the Ctn and took the league by storm, winning the Central Division crown and tying for the best record in the Pacific Conference. Miss Dennison's draft strategy is something that should be studied, as she was given an A+ mark in her rookie year and in the season that followed. We're all excited to see what's to come for Mallory as she embarks on her junior year in the Ctn. And just a reminder, there were no rookies in 2024.
(2023)
Coach of the Year Award. And the winner is Eric Crouch.
For the second consecutive season, Mr. Eric Crouch is crowned Coach of the Year. Croydon's 7-6 season was by far the hardest 7-6 record ever attained. Coach Crouch took a team riddled with injuries at the most key positions and turned them into Fantasy Bowl champions. Even more, he became the coach of the first franchise to ever win back-to-back championships. In 2023, the Cannibals were, at one point, 2-4. Eric Crouch galvanized the troops and finished the season 5-2. Croydon would have to win 3 playoff games on the road in order to get to Fantasy Bowl 16, which they did. That would be yet another first in Ctn history. Coach Crouch wasn't about to leave any crumbs on the table. He polished off the year by defeating the Kansas City Fusion 88-52. Needless to say, there were no controversies after that decisive victory. Since the inception of head coaches in the Ctn, no one has done it better than Eric Crouch. and he deserves all the accolades he's received to date. Congratulations again, Coach Crouch.
2024.
Coach of the Year Award. And the winner is
Jim Kramer.
Stu Akers stuck by Coach Jim Kramer's side during some tumultuous times, and while it might not have brought the Pioneers another Burho trophy, it at least put Lebanon back on the map. Coach Kramer never even needed to use any substitutions. He just knew what to say to motivate his team to an 11-0 start. As we mentioned earlier, the Pioneers finished the season with a 12-1 record, the best record in Ctn history. I'm not sure if owners within the league are genuinely happy for Jim Kramer, or just happy Eric Crouch's Coach of the Year streak is over. Coach Kramer's season ended at the hands of the Virginia Beach Wavemakers in the divisional round. They never even got a playoff win despite their uncanny regular season. But Kramer's efforts can't go unrewarded, and that's why we praise him for his work in 2024.
2023.
Most Contributive Award. And the winner is
Terence Buford.
The Most Contributive Award is the most important award that's bestowed upon an owner annually. The amount of participation in this league has grown exponentially since its inception, and Terence Buford has played a big part in that. This is Mr. Buford's second time earning this distinction, tying Ankush Vinayak as the only two-time winners of this award. Terrence's generosity and availability are unparalleled. The world as a whole needs more people like Mr. Buford. We sincerely thank you, Terrence, for keeping the Ctn alive and thriving like it's never been before.
2024.
Most Contributive Award. And the winner is
Brian Hall.
"2024 was definitely a strange year because Brian Hall went from seldom seen to the highlight of the week with all of his trash talk and braggadocious posts. Would we have seen so much of Mr. Hall if he started the season 1-7 instead of 7-1? We'll never know, but we are incredibly grateful for all of his input. To say he lit a spark under everybody in the Ctn would be an understatement. Brian was the heel we never knew we needed. Congratulations, Mr. Hall, and thank you. We hope you bring this same energy in 2025.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Poppy Rhythm Rebels.
Off the coast of the Pacific, where the parties are terrific and the models get a job or get drunk, is a division with no winners, elitists, smokers, and sinners, plus the vatos and some slobbering punks. For this I have no cure, but one thing is for sure: I've had it up to here with the mediocrity. Every single year, losing's all I've gotta see. Ticket sales are high, but the expectations low. Every week I shield my eyes from the devastation show in the West. Whoa, oh, oh, bless this mess. From Las Vegas to Los Angeles, don't know if I can handle all the times my heart's been broken apart. Mile high in Seattle, San Francisco all need paddles, cause none of them can swim with the sharks. For this I have no cure, but one thing is for sure: I've had it up to here with the mediocrity. Every single year
2024
Hall of Fame inductee. And the winner is
Kevin Battles.
In order to know where we're going, it's important that we remember where we've come from. Kevin Battles was a consistent and unrelenting force in the CTN. His Chi-Town Crushers never won a Burho, but you could regularly find them in the conference championship game. Hence, why that particular trophy is named after their owner. Kevin Battles, or Richard Elongate, or Dick Long, regardless of what he was going by on that particular day. He knew how to bring fun and enthusiasm into the league. Mr. Battles finished his career 48, 28, and 2. He had a 5-5 playoff record, 3 consecutive conference championship trips, and 2 Fantasy Bowl appearances. Ironically, up until last season, Kevin Battles held the distinction for best regular season, modern era record at 11-2. He shared that record with fellow Hall of Famer John Burho for the last 9 years until Stu Akers bested both of them by 1 game. One of Kevin's signature moves as an owner was that he wouldn't reveal his lineup until minutes before the game began, which greatly hindered his opponent's ability to game plan. When Mr. Battles wasn't running the daily operations of his franchise, he would volunteer his time playing with children. On the field and off, Kevin Battles was a class act, and it's a true honor to revere him as the legend that he is. Congratulations, Mr. Battles. And now, it's time for our final award.
Owner of the Year Award. And the winner is Cameron G.
You can all feel free to boo if you want to, but that's not going to change the fact that Cameron G did what many deemed to be the impossible. No team in 14 years had been able to win back-to-back Fantasy Bowls, but Mr. G did. But wait, there's more. He actually managed to win 3 Fantasy Bowls in a row. Yes, I said 3 Fantasy Bowls in a row. 2024 in particular was a rough year for many of our owners. Sometimes it's easy to forget that our owners have lives outside of the CTN. Well, for Cameron, life hit him very hard. Family should always come first no matter what, and somehow Mr. G managed to balance the obstacles that came his way both inside and outside of the front office. Cameron's Cannibals entered both the 2023 and 2024 postseason with a record of 7-6, having to claw their way from the bottom all the way up to the top. Mr. G's chemistry with Coach Eric Crouch is incomparable. I dare you to find another owner and coach duo who can match their success. Cameron G has cemented himself as the greatest owner to ever spearhead an organization. He's surpassed the living legend himself, Mr. John Burho. No one comes close to his 5 Fantasy Bowl championships. Simply put, the numbers don't lie. At this point, if you're still a non-believer, you're only lying to yourself. But to quote artist Jay-Z, a wise man said you shouldn't argue with fools because from a distance, you can't tell who is who. Mr. Cameron G will simply let his 5 crystal trophies represent and defend him in any discussions moving forward. Congratulations to the GOAT. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna wrap up our night. Thank you for joining me on this stupendously joyous occasion. I believe we raised the bar tonight with both our presentation and display. Thank you to our performers tonight, Kane Corso, Savannah Ridge, Adam Irvin, and the Poppy Rhythm Rebels. Congratulations to every owner, coach, and player that won an award tonight. trust me, each and every one of you more than earned and deserved your flowers. For those who may have walked away empty-handed, don't forget your swag bag on the way out. There's always next year. Lastly, I have some breaking news before we part ways. For this year's draft selection show, we're headed to the racetracks. That's all I'm gonna say for now. More information will be revealed in due time. I hope everyone gets home safely and has a good night. Until next year, goodbye.